Hey guys, welcome back. I wasn't expecting to put out another video so soon, but I last night finished watching this, The Tenants Downstairs, which is currently available to view on Prime, if you remember, for free. And I spent the majority of that film wondering what the hell I was watching, but I was it was impossible to look away. This was one of those car crash films. And I'm not saying car crash as in this was a bad film, because this, if people are going around just like myself, complaining of no new ideas, um, you know, terrible filmmaking, this is not that. This film commands your attention. And I have to say from the off, before you run off to watch this, before listening to the rest of what I have to say, you need to be prepared for what you're about to see, because this is not your normie film. Okay. If you are going to sit down and watch this with some of your normie friends, it's going to be an experience. Okay. First of all, you're going to have them hammering you with questions, asking you what's going on. And as a first time watcher with this film, you're not going to know what's going on. All you can do is follow along and go with it and absorb it and try and make yourself aware of everything that's happening. And I think this is going to be one of those films that's going to require a second watch when you know things. I did not know where the hell this film was going, but I have to say, this film, I'm calling it more disturbing than this. Who remembers this audition? And this, Itchy the Killer. And this reminded me I've actually got both of these films. And I've watched both of them. And yeah, there is some scenes in both of those films which are pretty hard to watch. But this takes on a whole new level of I want to look away. I struggled with some of these scenes, and it's not just things that you do see, it's things that you don't see as well, and also things that are implicated. And one of the things implicated in this film, I was shocked and I couldn't believe what they were suggesting. Fortunately, it didn't go too far, but it was still very disturbing, and I don't think you would see this in a westernized film anywhere. This is a Taiwanese film, and I try to do a bit of research on this to try and find out a few things about it, and there's not much information out there. It's weird because IMDb have got this listed as 2016 release date, and on Prime I'm sure it said it was 2025, which is really strange, so I don't really understand that. I even had a look on IMDb and there's only 2 reviews on there, which doesn't make sense. I'm actually surprised this film is even available to watch on Prime. It is that messed up. Okay. And that's not to say, like I said, that this is a bad film. This is interesting. And it's very hard to look away. And some of the cinematography in this is incredible. And there's a few scenes in it where they really does take your breath away. And there's some fantastic use of the music, the classical music that's in it. But we are talking about some bonkers stuff that is going on in this. So be prepared if you're going to watch this. Be prepared to be taken on a journey. Be prepared to be disturbed and to see some of your, how can I explain it? There are some things in life that we just don't do, that are horrendous, and we know it are evil and bad, and you're going to have them put before you in front of your eyes in this film. And like I keep looking at the poster, it's just so hard to look away, because what's going on is so crazy and so insane that you kind of want to know where this is going. And that is good storytelling. You want to keep turning the page. You want to keep watching, no matter how disturbing it is, no matter how much it affects you. Now, I think this does deserve a second watch, but I'll just give you, without any spoilers, a little rundown of what's going on in this scenario, in this film. We've got the landlord of the typical kind of apartments that you would see in this sort of film. You know, they're quite dirty. They're well lived in. You know, they're dark. The hallways are dark. Big, imposing building, and the landlord, is in a police interrogation room, and we don't even know why he's there. We don't know what's going on. That'll be one of the cats and conspiracies in his litter tray. This cat, I've never seen a cat go so crazy in a litter tray. You'll probably be able to hear him. He just goes mental. I don't know what is going on with this guy. It's the most I see him move when he gets in there. So anyway, we've got the landlord of this building who is in this police interrogation room, and he is telling a story. And obviously there is a point to this story, or he wouldn't be telling it, but we do not know what that is. And no spoilers to give away, really, because you find this out quite early, but you start to see the story unfold as he tells it. And much like the movie Sliver, if you ever remember that, he, up in his apartment, has rigged all the rooms with cameras, spy cameras. And he's watching what's going on in these apartments unfold on these screens in front of him. And it doesn't take long before he begins to describe there is some seriously messed up stuff happening in these apartments. And I mean seriously messed up, disturbing. And just like I was thinking when I was watching it, why didn't you call the police? And just as they say to him, why didn't you call the police? And he says, but then I wouldn't be able to tell you the story. So you know there is a point to this. You do not find out really what is going on and the purpose of everything that's happening in this film until right near the end. And that's all I want to say, because I don't want to take too much away from it. This is kind of like one of those one-time only watches. You will not be able to watch it a second time knowing certain things that you know. Oh my God. What are you doing in that litter tray? What are you doing? Oi. You're going crazy, man. Relax. Right, he's out now. Are you finished? Do you want to come and be on the camera so they can see you? Come over here then. But he doesn't. Come on then. Camera shy. So yes, you're not left completely hanging. You do get answers in this film. And this is a journey. I felt exhausted. He's only scratching him. I felt exhausted by the end of this film. And there were times I was watching it and my mouth was just hanging open, because this is just completely and utterly insane. And I've got to say, it's crazy how this is just out there, and I can't seem to find much about it. No one seems to be talking about it. I think if more people knew about this film, there would be a lot more people talking about it. So if it's possible, let's get some kind of viral thing going here, and let's let everybody who wants to see a crazy example of storytelling with some insane visuals, let's give everybody a chance to watch this, because I think it needs to be experienced before this is pulled off of Prime, because I can't even believe it's still on there. It is that messed up, and it's just kind of dropped in, and I never heard of it. I haven't had it recommended, so I do not know what's going on. But this is something that needs to be experienced, and I don't think I'm going to say anything more about it. Obviously, if you don't like reading subtitles, you're going to struggle with this. Subtitles have never bothered me. I find when you relax and just allow it to happen, you kind of read it subconsciously, so you're not really even aware of the subtitles that are going on. I've never liked listening to films when they're dubbed. I feel you lose quite a lot there. It's very hard not to focus on that. I like to see exactly how it's been made. And sure, sometimes the subtitles probably don't translate very well, but how are we going to know, eh? We're not going to know. So yeah, The Tenants Downstairs. This is on Prime. It's available now. Go and check this out. I'm not going to say any more about what happens in this film other than deserves some kind of cult following because it is completely and utterly off the wall. Shall I just see if he wants to come up and say, let me just try it. Hold on there. Can you come and say hello? Here he is. Say hello. Here he is. Hello. Not very happy, this boy, is he? He doesn't really like being picked up, do you? He's like, yeah, when there's food involved, I might do it. I'll put you down. There you go. They've seen you now. You can relax. He's a bit of a, as you could tell if you saw in that image, he's a bit of a battered rescue cat, that guy. He has been through some tough times, haven't you? Yeah, you have. So he can just chill and relax now. And that's what we like. So anyway, guys, there you have it. Tenants Downstairs. If you want a severely disturbed viewing experience, go and check it out. And take care, guys. Until next time, see you soon.